So Euphanice, why are you here? What is important about today?
Well, today State Street is having their meeting, and the thing is, State Street doesn't really pay their taxes. They always find their way around not paying their taxes, and this way they can pay their taxes, and we can use these taxes to get like better public schools, better jobs, and the whole shebang.
I like that. Thank you very much. That's exactly what I want. A better job for the whole shebang. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
My name's Bill. I'm with Occupy Boston, you can probably guess. What's important? Why are you spending your time to come out in the rain?
We got to take care of all the injustices that are being done to us. The banks are running crazy on the poor people. Somebody's got to come out there and defend the poor people. We got to stop the banks from the crap that they do.
And what in particular do our friends over at State Street, what have they done that makes you so incensed that you're going to come out in the rain and get soaked?
Predatory lending, not paying a fair share of taxes, privatization of the prison industry, all sorts of abuses. They're just not contributing to our communities in the way that they need to as responsible citizens. If they're going to be considered citizens, they ought to be responsible citizens.
Today is State Street's corporate pig on trial. How does that sound?
Hey!
We're definitely going to hold him accountable for his pitching defrauding. We're going to look forward to making sure we highlight that they're private prison investors. We want to make sure that we talk about the fact that they're costing jobs here, shipping jobs overseas. And we're going to definitely highlight the fact that they're corporate tax dodgers. So are we ready to go over to State Street? Let's take it to the streets, people. We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
We want!
Oh, we're going to that State Street. Good morning, officers. How's it going?
We're hungry, we're broke, we can't pay the rent. We must be a part of the 99%. We're hungry, we're broke, we can't pay the rent. We must be a part of the 99%. We're hungry, we're broke, we can't pay the rent. We must be a part of the 99%.
And I'll let you know that I spent 23 years working right over at South Station for the railroad. Now a hard-working blue-collar worker who tries to live by the rules. The problem is the financial industry isn't living by the rules. And we're gonna hold them accountable. Are we gonna do that?
Yeah!
Good news! Good news! Good news! We have apprehended one of the corporate pigs, and we're gonna put him on trial today. Good news! It's time for a trial. Could somebody bring forth the corporate pig? Court is now in session. This is the case of the Commonwealth of the 99% versus State Street corporate pig. Yeah. Your Honor, the defendant, State Street corporate pig. The defendant is accused of serious, grievous economic crimes against the 99%. Let me list what these crimes are. Tax dodging, despite making billions in profits. Job killing through outsourcing and mass layoffs. Defrauding pension funds that the 99% depend on. Misleading investors. Even the investors aren't benefiting from State Street's actions. And finally, not last but not least, making unseemly profits off of building and maintaining prisons into which the 99% fall when we don't have jobs because of them. Raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, proceed.
I'm a very hard-working mother. I'm working hard to support my family, and I pay taxes. And I think it's not fair for a huge corporation like State Street Bank not to pay. Pay your fair share! Pay your fair share! So, here are the facts. Since 2009, State Street made a profit of $3.2 billion and they have paid no taxes in federal refunds.
You have anything you would like to say to Rosie, Mr. Pig?
I plead the fifth.
And could you tell us a little bit more about the loss of these jobs?
State Street cut more than 4,000 jobs since 2008, and many of which have been outsourced and offshored overseas. Meanwhile, State Street's top executives are raking in huge salaries. In 2011 alone, their top 5 executives made a total of more than $54 million in compensation only.
Now, Leslie, let me make sure I heard you correctly. How much was the amount of money that these executives made?
$54 million!
Oh my heavens! $54 million!
$54 million!
Huge profits and $54 million.
The one reason the wheels of injustice can keep turning in a society is that those who do works of charity, like giving food to the poor, are praised, while those who question and seek clarity, like asking why don't the poor have food, are condemned and vilified. We're here today to turn the tables on that. We're here to say, State Street Bank, we see through you. You can't use your corporate giving profile to launder the blood money that you earn off of betting that predatory mortgages would fail, while starving public services with your tax dodging. It doesn't work that way. You can't fund Habitat for Humanity with one hand and prop up Magnetar Capital with the other and say it comes out even. It doesn't work that way. I was upstairs, and during the first disruption, a fellow shareholder of mine, sitting close by, put his hands over his face and began to shake his head in disgust at the disruption that was happening in this very important meeting. Right? So I was there as a devastated and disgusted shareholder at what is happening to our communities at their hands.
We're in a situation in this society where the economy is run by folks up there, and that's not acceptable. They don't pay their taxes. They also invest in private prisons, and they're not taking responsibility for the communities that they affect negatively.
How did it go down?
Yeah, so I mean, everything was starting as normal. I think there's mixed reactions from the group, right? So some people are ignoring it, but I think that, people were disappointed. But essentially, there was interruption after interruption after interruption. I think it was an effective way of getting our message across to the shareholders, to the board, and to the president, right, and the CEOs.
As I edit this video, I am in consternation and very worried about vilifying people, because those are my friends up there in State Street. I have been in that building many times, and they're doing good work. They are doing what banking is made for. It is not them that are evil. It is not even the CEO. It is a system that allows the bank to get away with it. It is our responsibility. We must change the system, and that is what we are protesting about.